righty. You ready to rock and roll, buddy?
Yeah, this picture looks like the girl at bat is like so tiny that the picture looks like she could eat her. Like she's literally, and that's a testament to how like tiny the batter was.
The other way around. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, she's not like a big girl or anything. It's just
I got it. The other girl's just tiny.
Looks like she's like 65 pounds.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Hello, D-Gens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes. I, of course, am the Brofix one, AJ. Joining me, as always, man with the number, sportsbook whisperer, college basketball guru, daddy of the diamond, all hail the king of the links, the money train, Noah. How are we doing today, bub?
All right, we're doing great, man. Eve of the 3M Open. That is what we're here to talk about. And, we love the 3M Open.
Always a good one. Always a nice transition back from, the links golf we've been seeing the last couple of weeks back into the more, I guess you could say, Americanized courses and the way they play and the way it is. But they also have the fun part. You know what I mean? No, their bunkers aren't 15 feet deep, but there's water literally everywhere you look on this course. Noah, on YouTube, they had one of those, what's it called? Like drone fly-throughs of the course and everything. And, as you know, and everyone that's been watching the show knows, I am on my journey to qualify for the 2027 U.S. Open at Pebble Beach. And going along that journey, I'm looking at that course right now, buddy. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll hit the ball in the water here and here and here and here. Like, it's unbelievable. There's literally... You look left and you're going to hit it into water. You look right, you're going to hit it into water. You look center and you're probably not going to hit it into water, but it could roll into water. And so 3M Open always just provides a lot of exciting golf with a very competitive feel. I use that in the way that it just feels a lot more leveled out. You know what I mean? It's not... You don't have a big name like Scotty coming in there, Rory coming in there, Xander, Cantlay. You got... I would say just like the PGA golfers, like the guys that haven't really made the name for themselves, but looking to make that name for themselves. And it's a good opportunity for them to really shine here.
Yeah. I mean, obviously when you're, when your tournament's kind of headlined by, obviously you got guys like Tony Finau, Wyndham Clark, Sam Burns, like
Siwoo.
Yeah.
Tommy.
Yeah. And so you got some, like, it's one of those tournaments where it's not like there's nobody playing, and every year there's a couple guys where you're like, oh, okay, they're playing in this.
They still have their tour card.
Ricky Fowler has been in this event more often than not the last few years. When he was in his prime, he wasn't really playing the 3M Open, but it's a good opportunity for some of these guys if they're looking for some FedEx Cup points. And it's the second to last event of the regular season, so it's one of those where, okay, maybe you weren't thinking about playing it, but if you're right on the cusp of that kind of top 125 or top 70 mark, it's like, okay, shit, I need to get some points here. And
yeah, let's get in there. Let's get it done. And we will be covering all of that. Before we go any further, do you just want to take a moment, shout out to our 534 incredible followers here on Rumble, everyone watching here over on X and YouTube. Y'all are the best. If you like what we're cooking, please hit those like buttons, hit those follow buttons. Does help us out a lot more than you know. Before we get more deep into the 3M Open, Noah, I do want to talk about one thing that came across my timeline today. And we covered a lot of our, the major golf stuff that happened yesterday. But I was watching, pardon the interruption, one of the few good shows left on ESPN with the boys. And they came across a conversation that I think we've had, and I think that it is appropriate to phrase it, and I think I have a better way of phrasing it now, but they, came up with the topic. Can we compare Scotty Scheffler and Tiger Woods? And I've come to a final answer on this. We can compare them. If you want to compare them and have the debate, the Jordan LeBron debate, Like, yes, you can go ahead and compare them, compare their accolades, compare the days, yada, 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 yada. And you can have that conversation you want to if you're going to do lazy sports media. But realistically, and I think it's very much of the same of the LeBron and MJ conversation, it's two different golfers doing two different, let me rephrase that, two different athletes, two different eras, doing completely different things, completely different times, still incredible in their own right. But no one's going to live up to Tiger. No one's going to live up to MJ. No one's going to do exactly what they've done the way they did it. And so it's one of those things. Like, the greats are always going to be great, you know? And I think in baseball, we're a little bit spoiled now because we're comparing, you know, Shohei Ohtani to what Babe Ruth used to do, you know, back in 1940 and everything, where it was a much different game. But, you know, golf's one of those games that doesn't adapt much. But
back when Babe Ruth had, you know, your local UPS driver pitching to him.
Yeah, exactly. And then he was the star pitcher and he was chugging beers in between innings, smoking cigars on the bench. Like, yeah, it was just a different time. But I guess I'm to the point where with those conversations where we're comparing athletes like that, like, they're both great, you know, head on head, you know, at their prime and everything. That's a more fun conversation to have. And I'm willing to have that conversation. But the who's better than who and everything, I'm sick and tired of it. And it's to the point where they're both great at what they do. They're both goats of the sport. But to say, you know, one is the overall GOAT, I think that is just a losing battle that comes up with nothing. I'm just at that point.
I don't think so at all. I don't. And I know we have talked about this, but Scotty, as great as he has been the last few years,
he's not Tiger.
He doesn't fucking touch Tiger. He's not even in the. It's not even close. And the crazy thing about that is, I'm saying where Scotty's at right now doesn't even fucking touch Tiger. Yet Scotty is probably a top 3 golfer of all time. And
yes,
you could make an argument for 2. I still think Arnold Palmer's accolades are higher than Scotty. But, you know, like I said, arguably could put Scotty all the way up there in 3rd, and he's still very young into his career. And that's what we ultimately always land on with this is like, yeah, Scotty's fantastic. But we've seen so many other golfers be fantastic at a young age and then can't keep that consistency. I mean, Rory's the closest thing we've gotten in the last, 15 to, and probably not quite 20, but 15-ish years, right? And Rory kind of fell off for a bit, and he's played some really good golf the last couple of years again, and finally, getting that Masters, completing that Grand Slam with 10 years in between. But, it's like you saw these big come-ups from, Ricky Fowler, Jordan Spieth, JT. They were guys who got hot for a number of years. Brooks Koepka even. They just, none of them have seemed to be able to continue that more than like a 4 to 6 year stretch. And Scotty's in year 3.
If we're being generous, year 3, but it's more like year 2.5, I would say.
No, I would say it's year 3. I mean, obviously Scotty's been on tour for longer than that, but he wasn't winning consistently, wasn't, top 10, top 5 when he doesn't win every single time until, 2 years ago. Like, that was the real breakout season where it's like, oh shit, that's when he took, number 1 golfer in the world and has held it since. But it's like Tiger held that crown for so many fucking years. So many years. And he had like 2 or 3 different peaks within that long, like 15-year stretch of dominance. Yeah. And, because you look at 2007 to 2009, Tiger was a fucking animal, but also 99 to 2001, he was, that was his first peak. That's where Scotty's at right now. And that's where those comparisons are coming. But that's just 99 to 2001 Tiger. And then, obviously Tiger had some of his own issues at different times. But he never really fell off between then. And then, and then you had 2007 to 2009 come along. And then all of a sudden, Tiger's looking just as good as he did from 99 to 01. And those were kind of the 2-3 year stretches that Tiger had. But outside of those 3 year stretches, I mean, he was still fantastic up until, I don't know, 2015, 16, 17, 18, somewhere in there. Where
and then he had those back injuries and that car accident, and then he came back and won one more major in 2020, right? Or was that 21?
Something like that. Now it's a treat if he's playing, and if he does, you're like, okay.
Slam missed the cut on Tiger.
Well, you're like, there's a 20-30% chance he makes a cut, but he's not going to contest for a win.
No.
Especially because pretty much the only events he's playing in are majors
and his event. Well, he would have played in his event this year, but other injuries. It's sad, but no, I'm with you. I get where you're coming from. I'm with you there. It's I guess my point being, let's just enjoy this ride. You know what I mean? We didn't think we were going to see another golfer that we'd be able to compare to Tiger Woods in our lifetime. And yet here we have Scottie Scheffler just going out there and doing his thing and absolutely killing it. And I think we really need to let's not compare it. Let's not do what we did with LeBron. Let's just enjoy the fact that there's death, taxes, and Scottie Scheffler is really fucking good at golf.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the crazy stat, though, of if you look forward to the next 3 or 4 years.
Oh, yeah. Scottie needs to go 71 of 75 for the next.
No, it's not that much, but he needs to.
It might as well be. It's an ungodly number.
Yeah, when I saw that stat, it was like Scottie's going to have to win 47, 48% of his next tournaments over the next 3 years to match where Tiger was as far as just overall wins.
Yeah.
I imagine now that's probably right on 50%, maybe all the way up to 51, 52. And it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. What I do think might be in the cards is, and I don't know if Scottie's even going to be able to hold that number one in the world, because that's way years out.
Yeah.
The one that he is closer on is consecutive cuts made. But Xander Schauffele is also
he's right there too. Yeah.
Well, no, Xander's 15 or 20 consecutive cuts ahead of Scottie. So, hang on, I'm going to look that one up real quick because.
Well, while you look that up, I guess and I think it's the big question coming out of the Open that no one really wants to talk about, but we got to talk about it. Do we think Scottie Scheffler is going to go on the type of lull that Rory went on before he was able to complete the Grand Slam? He's a U.S. Open away from it. He had a fine outing this last year. He's had a fine outing his last couple of years at the U.S. Open, but just hasn't been one that he's been able to put away. I mean, next year it's at whatchamacallit. I just had this.
So
I'm at Shinecock Hills Golf Club. Sorry, in Southampton, New York. Shinnecock.
Yeah. So between 1998 and 2005, Tiger made 142 consecutive cuts, and then you got Byron Nelson with 113, Jack Nicklaus with 105. Xander's at 69 now. Actually, he might be at 70.
70. Unless it's
70, 71, somewhere. I feel like he hit 69 at, I don't know, or maybe he was at 69. I don't know. And then Scotty's at 56.
Okay.
Now, this is updated. Fucking.
No, that's got to be old.
Yeah, Gemini not keeping me accurate.
Well, anyway.
I think Xander's now at I don't know. I don't know why they can't just find something updated, but
It's fine. We'll figure it out later. But we agree that Xander is has more than Scotty right now.
Yeah, Xander is 10 in front of Scotty, I believe.
Yeah,
and
that sounds right.
I want to say Xander's at like 71, maybe.
That sounds right.
71, 72, somewhere in there. So, still 50. No, not 50. Still 70 shy of Tiger Woods.
Yeah, and, still very shy. But
Scotty about 80 shy of Tiger's record there. But that's 3 seasons. So
yeah, got time.
Can't miss a cut for the next 3.5 years.
Yeah, but we'll see what Scotty can do there. Well, with all that, you ready to get into the 3M?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. 3M Open starting tomorrow morning, bright and early, 4:45 a.m. First tee off here on the West Coast. This is being played at TPC Twin Cities in Blaine, Minnesota. Noah's backyard. It is a par 71, 7,431 yards. $8.4 million purse. Your previous winner in this tournament was Johanathan Vegas.
It's Jonathan.
Jonathan Vegas. Johnny Vegas. Can I call him just Johnny?
Yeah, that's a nickname he has, is Johnny Vegas. But
Road Dog, fun fact, no, neither of us were born before 95. I was born 96, actually. So we're old. Yeah. What's up, Road Dog, by the way? Nice to see you, Bob.
Yeah, his name, you would think, you can just call him Johanathan. It is Jonathan, Jhon, and then it's got a double T in there for God knows what reason, but
hey, shout out to his parents for writing that one out on the birth certificate. But Noah, I mean, like we kind of talked about earlier in the show, this is a nice return to American style courses after dealing with links going there. This course, designed by the GOAT, one of the GOATs that we talked about earlier, Arnold Palmer, with input from Tom Lehman. As I mentioned, par 71 here, and all the water hazards, literally all the water hazards. You get to a hole, and you think there's no water hazard. There's one hiding just right in that corner over there.
Almost every hole.
Yeah, so we'll be seeing splashdowns like the Diamondbacks are in the home run derby right now. Let me tell you, a lot of balls going to be going into the water. And this is a course where the way it's designed, you really want to trust your driver. Those guys that can it's not only hit it long, but hit it accurate. So I'm looking for guys that can hit it accurate off the tee box and set themselves up really nicely for short chips onto the green and set up those birdie and or eagle putts if they're able to on those par fives. Not a lot of par fives on this one. There are just 3 of them. This course more littered with the par fours, as there's only 3 par threes on here. And so you will be still getting a lot of those birdie opportunities on those 4s if they're able to control the drive and land it where they need to set themselves up for a good chip shot onto the green. Besides that, dude, I'm excited. I always love the 3M. It's always a fun tournament coming back after being overseas, and I'm stoked for this card. But before we get to the card, let's go over to the money train. No, I'm sorry, the Choo Choo weather report, sponsored by Road Dog SPO-Op. Noah, what are we looking like weather-wise this year, brother?
Yeah, so real quick before I get into that, I know you're talking about the course. Yeah, this one, there's just fucking water everywhere.
Have you played this before?
No, but okay. I've been to this event multiple times, and so, almost every hole's got water on at least once, on one side of the fairway, which is just, it's just tough because if you're not hitting the fairway, there's a good chance you're not in the rough like you would be on a lot of other courses, and able to scramble out of that. You're hitting in the water, you got a 2-stroke penalty, and depending on where that went in, you might be on a par 4. Depending on where that crosses that line into the water, you might be back far enough where you're in deep range to even get on with then your 3rd shot, and then next thing you know, you're laying up for a 4th shot on a par 4, which is never a good idea there. If you do put it in the fairway, though, I mean, the grass is usually, real soft. You can really control the ball as it is on a lot of Minnesota courses. So these guys are able to, control these wedge shots like crazy, put spin on them. And that's why the scoring's usually pretty low at the top, because you stay dry and you should be able to leave yourself a lot of short putts, and the greens are not particularly difficult. So that is the course. But weather-wise, it sounds like practice rounds were canceled today due to thunderstorms.
Yes.
Not a problem. Shouldn't be an issue. We are looking at high of 84 on Thursday, partly cloudy. It's going to be humid. Going to have some medium-ish winds. Friday, 86. Going to keep some of that humidity. Wind is going to die down on Friday. Should be easy to score pretty low. Pretty low wind on Saturday as well. A high of 86 again. Partly cloudy. Keep that humidity up. And then we're looking at 89 and rainy on Sunday to finish it out with some scattered thunderstorms. Still wind not being a huge factor there either. And, I don't anticipate those scattered thunderstorms really impacting play too much. Should be a perfect week, like we said, for those guys who are hitting those fairways in regulation and hitting those greens in regulation to be able to really score pretty low here.
Yeah. No, we're looking at some low scores this one. I'm stoked. Again, this is one of my favorite tournaments. It's so nice to come to the Twin Cities after being overseas and watching that type of golf, and to come to this. So I'm stoked for it. You ready to get into the top 20?
Yeah. And I think we're probably every day of this tournament, we're going to see somebody shoot in the 63, 62, maybe even 61 range. So
yeah, low scores.
It's one of those where if your game is really on any given round out of the four, you can make a lot of movement on the leaderboard.
Yeah, every day is moving day on this course. And so be ready, come out with your best stuff. And let's get it going, Noah. Let's get into the top 20. And I mean, we've been in the Scotty Scheffler era for so long. I'm just so not used to seeing top 20s this low. I mean, you're looking at Sam Burns minus 105, the superstar from the last 2 weeks, Chris Goddard up at plus 100, Mav at plus 105, Clark at plus 130. Noah, where do you want to start on this fairly generous top 20 board?
I'm actually going to start with Wyndham Clark.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a week where Wyndham Clark can definitely capitalize on a weaker field. And I expect him to have a good outing. Sitting there at plus 130, love that. Also feels like this is going to be a great Taylor Pendrith week. So
Doesn't it, though?
He's played pretty well in this event in the past. I love Pendrith at that plus 150 mark. Then a guy I've been on a lot the last couple months. Give me some Jake Knapp here, man. He's I feel like Jake Knapp's he's close. I think he can make some waves here. So I love that at plus 160. You're telling me Tony Finau's plus 170?
That is exactly what I'm telling you, actually.
That is wild. I don't remember if he played this last year. No, he only played this one of the last 2 years, but I think top 20'd it. And then in 22 and 23, maybe he back-to-back won this. I guess last year was 2024. Yeah, so I think he won in 22 and 23, and then Finau, I don't know, tied 13th, 15th.
Sorry, 20. Finau won in 22. Hodges won in 23. Vegas won in 24.
Okay, so Finau won in 21 and 22.
No, Cameron Champ. Don't know who the fuck that is, but he won in 21.
Why did I think Finau went back-to-back in this one?
He may have. I remember that year. He may have gone back-to-back tournaments.
Yeah,
and so when the 3M and then the Wyndham next week, I believe that's what it was, because he went on a tear for a little bit.
Yeah, that's probably it. But yeah, if Finau typically plays really well in this event, he's typically one of the bigger names in this event.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing sitting at plus 170. I know maybe he doesn't have a lot to show this year result wise, but I think Finau is going to step totally into his element here at the 3M Open, and he's going to definitely be a contender to win it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, beyond that, I'll take a little pickle man, Emiliano Grillo.
Thank you.
Sitting there at
I co-signed that one.
Plus 190. Keith Mitchell, another guy who absolutely just loves this event for whatever reason. Give me the oversized visor plus 210. I'm cool with that. Gotta take Cam Champ.
Got it.
Like you said, won this in 2021. Has top 20'd this a few times in the last 5-6 years. It's a good course for him. Cam Champ, he likes it, and I'm not going to shy away from a guy who likes the course. Last year's winner, Jonathan Vegas, sitting at plus 260. That is crazy.
Disrespectful. Disrespectful as hell.
And he's one of those weird golfers who doesn't do anything most of the time, but like randomly, just in random events, just shows up at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah.
He's defending his title. I think he's got good golf in him, and I'm all over that. You're sticking that plus 260 number in front of me for that, and I can't resist that. I got a couple other guys who I'm a little confused by the line. Tom Kim at plus 280.
Why?
I'm not gonna resist that. I'm obviously taking Tom Kim at the plus 280. Matty Schmid also sitting at plus 280.
Love Matty today. Love Matty this weekend.
I love the way Matty Schmid plays this course, and I think we're going to see more of that. And then you're going to give me Sahith Theegala at fucking 320?
Dude, it doesn't. This, honest to God, this card doesn't make any sense. Like, the board doesn't make any sense in the top 20. And even when you look at when we start going into the top 10s, etc., like, the odds don't, like, it feels like because Scotty's not in this, the algorithm or whatever they're using doesn't know what to do.
It's just spiraling.
Yeah.
And the odds for this feel very driven by recent performance by a lot of these golfers, because you got some smaller names up at the top.
Chris Gotterup's up at the top, and he's played well for 2 fucking weeks out of his career.
Yeah, well, he's played well for more than 2 weeks, but
you know what I mean, though.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to round mine out at plus 360 with Mark Hubbard. Feels like a good cap on the top 20 card there.
I don't hate that. I like it. Ooh. Real quick note before I do my top 20 picks here. Kyle Grove in the chat. Need to parlay 4 to make the cut. He has to, no. He just has to do it. Mav McNeely, Sam Burns, Chris Gotterup, Jake Knapp. I mean, you already picked Knapp on this one. I'm going to take Mav on this. I like the way Mav's been playing, and I think this course is going to suit him well.
I like Maverick McNeely a lot, especially in an event like this. I just don't like him priced in the top 3-4 guys. Like, that seems aggressive. I got no problem with him making the cut. Burns should make the cut, I would think. The guy that I worry about here is Gotterup, and it's a jet lag thing. You're playing in one of the later groups in Northern Ireland on Sunday, and then I don't know where he's from, but you're presumably flying home, and then you're flying to Minneapolis on Tuesday. It's a quick turnaround time. There's a lot of travel hours in there too, so like readjusting your body. This is why we were talking about yesterday. I'm like, Haotong Li is not a guy that I want to be taking in this event, because I worry about it. And it's like if somebody like Scotty Scheffler was coming to play this,
different story.
Worried about Scotty, but Gotterup's the name in there that makes me nervous. But if he continues the momentum that he's had, like, he'll be fine. It's just it's a very different course. You got that jet lag factor, so I do worry about that one a little bit. I absolutely love Maverick McNeely,
Yeah.
Burns, and Jake Knapp to make the cut. Uh, Yeah, if you're trying to juice up that parlay, honestly, the guy that you would want to sub out there is just throw Matty Schmidt in to make the cut. Like, I don't know why
I don't hate Matty Schmidt to make the cut.
I feel, I'm looking at Tom Kim, Jonathan Vegas, Sahith, all some of these other names. But or even at that point, throw Finau in at a slightly better price point to make the cut, because I don't see a world where Tony Finau misses the cut.
Neither do I. No.
Grazerman could be a good sub in there too. I
don't hate that. If I don't know what you're doing. If you're playing from a limited field, I would take someone like Noah said, who just didn't play overseas in the last 2 weeks, and who isn't flying over from overseas to come and play in this.
Or even somebody who missed the cut last week and got to go home 2 days early.
Yeah, even them. Look at someone like that. I mean, a name. I'm going to honestly, I'll pull up my top 20 now because I'm looking at him. Austin Eckroat is just a guy, and I know he hasn't been playing well, but a guy I'm just kind of taking a flyer on this week in the top 20 because of the course and how it suits his game. Not only that, but the field. And this feels like a field where Austin Eckroat does typically stand up and kind of show himself a little bit. So I'm going to take a flyer on him, and I'm taking a flyer on Ben On too. A guy I was very hyped on in the beginning of the season who's kind of cooled off a little bit. But again, just some flyers in the top 20 at really good numbers, plus 300. I'm not going to look away from that. Co-signing Tom Kim because, of course, we are. Love Jonathan Vegas at plus 260. I'm surprised you didn't take him, Noah. I'm going to throw a flyer on Bezadenhout as well at plus 240. A good golfer, been playing not the best golf, not the worst golf. He's been playing golf, though, and I think he's got a real shot at putting a name for himself out there. Love the Keith Mitchell pick. And then I got to do it, Noah. I got to do it. Give me Sungjae at plus 190 to top 20 this event.
Honestly, great course for him. Sungjae sitting right now this year 11th in driving accuracy, which is on a course like TPC Twin Cities. This is a very, very crucial stat, is driving accuracy, as we've talked about. Sungjae all the way up there. By the way, I just realized too, I do want to add Putnam to my card.
I've been iffy on Putnam for this week. I'm not going to lie. He's one of those guys I've put on my card, taken off my card.
Yeah, well, he's sitting, I think, 4th in driving accuracy on the PGA Tour this season. Obviously, the rest of his game, whatever, but I just do think that's a huge factor. I don't hate Sungjae this week because he does have great driving accuracy, so I think that's a positive in his corner. Another guy to watch out for potentially who's not on my card, Joel Damon, who likes to find fairways. Short game could definitely use some work,
and that's why he's not on my card, is because of the short game. That's why he's not on my card. But
if you're looking at strictly like a make a cut or a try to threaten for a top 20, Joel Damon's a guy who's probably a good bet there because he's not a guy I worry about hitting it into the water.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Like for instance, Ben On is a guy who can absolutely crush the ball and everything, but I worry about him hitting a few too many balls into the drink and taking those penalty strokes.
Yeah, I agree, and that's why. It's a flyer on him. I'm taking a flyer on Ben, but love the Emiliano Grillo pick. Love Tony Finau. Love Jake Knapp. Love Pendrith. I'm going to take some on Siwoo as well. He's been, as you mentioned, Noah, kind of my Sungjae for the season, and so I'm just going to lean into that fully and take him to top 20 this one. Love Wyndham Clark.
If you just ignore how many bets you've lost on Siwoo, then it's like you didn't lose on him at all.
Just like Sungjae, if I ignore how many bets I lost on Sungjae, I only win with Sungjae, and so I am going to take Mav though at the plus 105. I like Maverick McNeely this week. Hey, don't get me wrong, it's not my favorite number with him, but I would like this to be at 115, 120, but I'll take it.
I'd like.
I'm treating him kind of like my Scotty bets this week, you know?
See, I'd like it at plus 150, 160, 170. Like, I don't have a problem with Maverick McNeely. I think he'll play plenty well. It's just there's going to like this is a course, this is an event where so many guys are going to be playing well that like yeah, he could shoot 12, 13 under for the tournament and he could be tied 31st. Like you know, I don't worry about McNeely making the cut. I just am like shit's not clicking like 100%. He might fall right outside of that top 20.
I get it. Well, you ready to move into the top 10?
Yeah.
Let's do it. This one, a little change up here. Chris Gotterup sitting there atop at plus 200 to top 10. Sam Burns, Mav McNeely, Wyndham Clark behind him. Noah, where do you want to start?
This has changed in the last hour because I wrote about an hour ago, hour 15. I wrote down all of my lines, and at that point, Sam Burns was number 1 and Gotterup was 2, and now they're sitting at the.
Oh well, I'm sorry, they're just doing it off outrights. Then for some reason they have Gotterup's name. Sam Burns is at plus 190. And Gotterup is at 200.
No, I get that, but Burns was the favorite over Gotterup to win a little.
Oh, I get the way they were posting it.
Yeah, a little more than an hour ago. Now they're sitting at the same odds outright, so they must have gotten some money on Gotterup, like a
lot of money on Gotterup.
That's what I'm thinking here. Just not that really matters for anything, just an observation,
I'm with you.
But yeah, I'm gonna start with Wyndham Clark again here. I think plus 260 is a nice top 10 number for a guy like Wyndham. Taylor Pendrith at the plus 300. Jake Knapp at plus 320. Finau at 360. I'm staying off of a couple guys. I'm gonna toss a little on Cam Champ at plus 450. Like I'm cool with that. I like Keith Mitchell. Nope, never mind. I'm not on Keith Mitchell at top 10. I'm just taking him to top 20. We're gonna stay off of the 10 because I envision a scenario where Keith Mitchell's finishing tied 13th, and I'm gonna be just cool with that.
Yeah.
Jonathan Vegas at plus 550, I think is. Again, crazy work for the defending champ of this event. Unless they moved his line a little bit.
They might have. No, 550 still.
Okay, cool. I'm going to take Tom Kim at plus 600 just because that's juiced up enough that...
It's so dumb that he's at 600. Like, I'm sorry. I know he hasn't played spectacular golf all season, but
he hasn't. No, I mean he had a good Scottish Open. He had a really good opening round at the Open, and then shot 6 or 7 over on Friday to miss the cut by like 1 or 2 strokes. Which that was disappointing. It was just a bogey.
That was upsetting. Yeah.
I don't know what happened there, but. I still gotta, I gotta do it. I gotta have Tom Kim on my card every week,
I get it. Anything else?
Matty Schmid plus 600. I love that at where it's priced. And then I am going to take Sahith Theegala at plus 700. That I'm still scratching my head about,
That one, I'm with you. That's my lowest.
Plays a little too aggressive for this course, which is my only worry. Because he does tend to love to just rip it on a par 5, go for it every time, loves to pin seek. If he brings his game, because like he's had mixed results in this event, he's played it a couple times. If his game is on, he can play this event really well. And I don't think he wins it outright necessarily, but I think he could, scrunch up a top 10. This is his like 4th time playing this event. So if his game is, we're going to figure out real quickly if his game is on or off here. And if he's not driving the ball straight, he's going to end up in the water a lot and probably miss the cut. But if he's if he's got his game with him, I think he can definitely contest the top 10, even possibly farther, you know?
I'm with you. I'm taking Sahith here too at the plus 700. I think it's a great number for him, and
it's too juicy to resist is the problem.
Yes. No? Just like Tom Kim at plus 600. Too juicy to give up on Tommy Kim at plus 600. I am with you on Jonathan and Maddie as well. And I'm doing it. I think Sung Jae's going to have a week. If he's going to have a week, this is the week for him to have a week. And so I want him to have a week. And so I'm going to will him to have a week by betting on him. That makes sense to me, Noah. That makes sense to me. I'm on Finau as well. Jake Knapp, Pendrith. And then the only other one I'm on is Mav McNeely at plus 210. I get it, dude. I'm expecting a lot.
The 210's just not enough for me there. Like
I get it, but like I'm looking at Maverick this week like I would look at Scotty most weeks. You know what I mean? Do I really want to just take minus 120, or would I rather have a plus in front of it? But I'll take the minus 120. You know, and is that the best strategy? Probably not, but we're going to see if it pays off.
Again, top 5. My problem there is just on a different course, I would have less problem with it with the same field. It's just every year this is one of those events, and there's 5 or 10 of them on the schedule every year, right? Where literally anybody can win this event who's in it. Because for the 18th time, if you're not hitting it in the water, it's not that tough of a course if you're keeping your ball dry.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why we do see pretty much every single year a new winner at this event. Like, it's not an event that a lot of guys come in and are consistently up at the top of the leaderboard. And there's been a few, but not very many, because it really comes down to who's got their shot more dialed in the week.
Yeah.
And you stay out of the water, you put your ball on the green, you can pin seek almost every single fucking hole on this course and leave yourself short putts, and you can score really low. So that's my only hold up there. But top 5, I do have 5 names that I'm throwing on my card for top 5. Not that I expect all 5 to hit, but we'll see. Taylor Pendrith. I'll take a flyer on that plus 600.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. My bad.
Jake Knapp also sitting at plus 600. I like that. Love Finau at plus 700. Finau.
He shouldn't be there.
In my mind, he should be the favorite to win this, but he's not, and he's, I think, barely in the top 10 odds wise. We're sitting right around 10, so that's crazy to me. Give me some Jonathan Vegas to go back to back here.
Ooh.
Plus 1,200 is just too nice of a number. And, every 2 to 3 months, Johnny Vegas just has to randomly
He has to win one,
Yeah, so we're about on that time frame for him to just have an outing. And then give me Sahith Theegala at plus 1,400. Again,
love it.
We're going to find out real quick by about 7 to 9 holes into this thing on tomorrow if Sahith has got his game with him or not. And if he does, might not be a bad idea to just take a live bet on him. If he doesn't, he probably, like I said, he probably misses the cut if he's not hitting it straight.
Yeah, more than likely. But I like Sahith there at the plus 1,400. Love where that's priced, and I'm right there with you. Love Jonathan Vegas at the plus 1,200. Sung J M plus 850. Thank you very much. I'll take that. Finau at the 700. Knapp at 600. Pendrith, thank you. And then give me Mav at plus 400. I'm riding hard with Mav this week. Noah, outrights, where are we going?
Man, I hate those Maverick McNeely lines more the tighter it gets. Like, I don't mind the plus.
I understand.
to top 20. I don't like the plus 210. I hate the plus 400 to top 5. I got 2 picks for outright, and it's 2 former winners here. And I might even throw a flyer on a third. I'm not really sure yet. But Finau at plus 4,000, Jonathan Vegas at plus 7,500. I'm still on the fence whether or not I want to throw a little flyer on Cam Champ, the 2021 champ, to win again. I believe.
Oh, you said Finau, not Theegala.
I'm not.
That one's on me. No, that one is on me. I will
I am not taking Theegala to win this, but yeah, like I said, Tony Finau, Jonathan Vegas at the plus 7,500.
Only person I'm taking a flyer on for outrights this week, Noah, is my boy Sung Jae at plus 5K. Do I think he's really going to win it? No. Do I love the number where it's at with the field that is presented to me? Absolutely. And so it's more of a just in case my guy actually goes out and has a weekend, I'm going to take it. But, you know.
Yeah,
I'm going to be live betting the shit out of this one.
I'm a little disappointed we got no JT Poston this year.
I thought we were going to get the Postman this year.
Hey, the Postman loves a 3M Open. He plays really well there. And we're not getting the Postman this year. A little disappointed about that. You know, it is what it is. I'm not sure. I didn't look into why he's not playing in this, but that's all right. You know, it's all right. I'm not happy about it, but it's fine. Yeah, should be a great event. It's a lot of fun.
Always is.
Especially, you know, I just love when there's a golf event where I'm like, oh shit, like I know this course so well.
I get it.
I know all the nooks and crannies, and you know, there's only about 2 or 3 of those on tour where I'm like, oh yeah, I've been there multiple times. I've been around. Pretty much just 3M and the waste management where I'm like, oh yeah, I know how this hole plays.
I know how this one goes.
all the fucking ins and outs of like basically every hole. And
and it's always a fun one because, you know, FedEx points are on the line. We got 2 events left. Everyone is scrambling to make it. We're in for an exciting 2 weeks of golf now.
And we've got Ryder Cup jockeying.
Yeah, and Ryder Cup too. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, sorry, just pulling up the.
No, please do.
The points leaders for the USA team. Yeah, because I think JJ Spawn's sitting this one out, right?
Yes.
So, interesting enough, you know, looking at the USA points list, I know we had speculated potentially on guys like Colin Morikawa or JT maybe playing in this event. They are not. Also, with this being the 3M Open, there's a lot of guys who are late scratches. I know there were 6 or 7 guys who this morning were supposed to who were. I don't know if "supposed to" is the right word
scheduled to play.
Yeah, you get, you know, almost 10 late scratches because they're just like, yeah, I'm not doing it after being in the UK, which makes sense. Ben Griffin not playing. He's sitting at 9th in points list. Obviously, top 6 get that automatic bid onto Team USA. The next 6 are all captains' picks from Keegan Bradley.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, Scotty sitting 1, Xander 2, who, by the way, Xander is 2nd in the Ryder Cup points list. He is closer to, I think, 35th or 36th than he is to Scotty at number 1.
Damn.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Well, actually, he's closer to every single other U.S. golfer than he is to Scotty, because Scotty has 32,420 points and Xander's sitting at 13,383. So, yeah, Xander's closer to Xander is closer to you and I, AJ, than he is to Scotty Scheffler.
True. Shout out to us.
Yeah, sure.
I'll shout out us. That's pretty epic, I think.
But JJ Spaun sitting at 3. I know we talked about last night. Winning the U.S. Open was basically the majority of his points there. So we probably will get JJ Spaun. I don't see a scenario where we don't. Russell Henley at 4th. Bryson sitting there at 5th, which shout out to him because he literally only has majors to earn points at.
Yeah.
So pretty impressive that he is sitting there at 5th. Sounds like Keegan Bradley has essentially said that Bryson will be on the team regardless of if he's
That's pretty much what, yeah.
top 6 or not. Keegan had good things to say about Bryson because I think he got asked if Bryson does slip out of that top 6, and Keegan was like, yeah, he's still on the fucking team.
He's good to go.
Which makes sense. I mean, Bryson's I would say probably, I don't know if I'd necessarily put him top 3 golfers in the world right now, but I would say he's definitely in the top 5.
I would agree.
He's definitely in the top 3 U.S. golfers. I would say that for sure. Harris English sitting at 6 after finishing runner-up in his second runner-up in a major event this year. So getting a lot of points for that. JT right behind Harris English, Morikawa. You got Ben Griffin at 9, who's, he got hot for a bit there. Ben Griffin was a guy who I was maybe thinking would be playing in this event, is not. Keegan, the captain himself, sitting at 10. Maverick McNeely, though, sitting at 11.
Mav could have some fun this weekend.
Yeah, you got McNeely at 11, Harman at 12, Andrew Novak at 13, which I don't know if he's playing in this or not.
I didn't see his name, no.
But then you got Cantley at 14, but then Sam Burns, Wyndham Clark, Lucas Glover, all playing in this event at 15, 16, 17.
Yeah.
Going on from there, Daniel Berger at 18, Cam Young at 19. Neither of them are playing. Tom Hoge is playing he's at 20, Finau at 21, Goddard sitting at 22. So you got a couple names there, and then you got Akshay Bhatia, Michael Kim, some other guys, down farther. But
yeah,
if one of these guys in the top 30, let's say, were to win, and it's not just going to take winning the 3M Open to propel them high enough. There's not enough points at stake, but it gets you into the conversation, and then from there, if you can follow it up with a really good performance at the Wyndham and then have a good 3-week playoff, unless you're ripping off 2 or 3 wins in the next 5 weeks, I don't think you're playing your way into the top 6.
Not at this point, no.
But you could play your way into the top 10 and make a case for yourself to be like a captain's pick for these guys. Again, unless somebody's going to go on some crazy run and win three out of the next 5 tournaments, they're not playing their way into an auto bid. But just something to keep an eye on, because there is that little extra piece that's not just FedEx Cup points, it's Ryder Cup potential. And I really think there's only about 3 to 5 guys that this matters for.
Yeah.
Tony Finau is a prime example of that. Like, this is a guy who, if Tony Finau goes out, wins the 3M Open, if he then has a top 5 at the Wyndham next week, Finau's a guy you'd love to have on Team USA if you're trying to make your captain's picks. And if he can rack up some more points and not be sitting down at 20th or 21st where he is right now points-wise, that could drive that decision for Keegan Bradley to be like, okay, Tony Finau's playing really well right now, and he's hot, and, people love Tony Finau. So, again, just a few names in there. Maverick McNeely sitting at 11. I don't think he would be a captain's pick right now, but winning the 3M Open would go a huge way to – and Maverick's close enough points-wise where he could actually potentially work his way into the top 6.
Yes. He could.
especially with Bryson not being out on the course at all. If he wins the 3M, has a couple good finishes in those last few events, yeah, Maverick McNeely could be a guy who sneaks into like 5th or 6th.
Yeah. No, definitely. I'm there.
He would need a win, though. He would need a win at 3M.
Yeah, and that's what's fun about these last couple events, especially this year, is a lot of Ryder Cup implications in there. I'm expecting a much stronger field next year for the next week, with those guys that are kind of on the bubble that maybe want to secure it if it's important to them. So we'll keep an eye on that for next week. But last thing to touch on, Road Dog is asking how the training's going. And let me tell you, Road Dog, I'm getting ready. Played a par 72 this last Monday and shot 80 on it. And I'm feeling good. My mid-range irons need some work. I'm not going to lie. I'm feeling really good off the drive, feeling really good within about 70 yards. Putting and my mid, like 7-8 irons. I'm just not feeling comfortable with my 7-8. 6 and 9, I'm feeling good, but 7-8, I feel like I really need to lock in on those along with my putter. But it's also one of those things, Noah, where I'm also trying to convince my wife that maybe I just need a new putter, and that would solve all of my problems on the green. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That just usually fixes everything.
Well, and I'm not asking for a full set. You know what I mean? I'm happy with most of my irons. My driver, I'm very happy with my driver right now. I just, might need a Scotty or a Lab or something like that,
Yeah, I mean, hey, if it works for these PGA Tour guys, some of them when they're in a funk, they just get a new putter, or they switch their grip, which I know you. So, sounds like you just want a new putter, AJ, but. What you should do, switch your grip up a little bit, try that. If that doesn't fix anything, then you can be like, hey, look, I tried 4 different grip styles and, they just, none of them are really, really working. So I think it's the putter itself.
So the last 4 times I've been out, I've used just a standard grip the first 2 times, and then I used the claw grip on the last 2 times. And I just didn't feel like I was, and I've used this, but this is like, I've had this putter for years. You know what I mean? And I've never felt that I've really gotten along with this putter or understood what this putter needed, because I think I'm hitting it soft and then I'm blasting it, 5 feet past the hole. And then I think I'm hitting it hard and I'm leaving it up 3-4 feet. You know what I mean? And so it just, I would think it is, Noah. I would think it is. But then I forget my putter in the bag and I use my fucking wife's putter and I'm nailing, 15-foot putts with a slope. And so I don't know. It might be the putter style, the way it's angled. I don't know what it is. But my putting game needs a lot of work right now. That's all I guess. That's where I'm trying to get there is I'm 2 putting and 3 putting a lot when I should be 1 putting. And so
the 3 putting, that's what'll kill you.
The 3 putting is what's killing. It's what's taking away, because I'm leaving myself beautiful birdie putts, but I am just not able. Like I got to take that second putt, or that third putt on those par 5s. And that's what's killing me.
Yeah, I know what helped for me a lot is I went to the southpaw grip, and that seemed to.
I've thought about that. I've just been scared to do that.
It feels weird at first, but supposedly it's supposed to give you more stability.
And I mean, that makes sense. It makes sense, but
you got to diagnose your problem, because if your problem is you're pushing or pulling putts, then that southpaw grip is going to help with just actually hitting it straight. If your problem's just reading the greens, then a new putter is not going to help with that.
No, it's not reading the greens, because my father-in-law and my wife, I was having them read them too, and I'm like, this is what I'm seeing. I had Zane read them the other week for me, and I'm like, bro, this is what I'm seeing. And I just think it's the putter. I just think let me rephrase. I think the style of this putter when I bought it, I thought was going to be good for me, but isn't.
Is putt speed your problem then?
Yes.
It's not the line, it's the speed.
It's not the line, it's the speed, and it's one of those things.
Properly weighted putter.
And that's why I'm saying it's the putter. And that's why I'm saying it's the putter, because there's a couple, like I hit one the other day for my first eagle ever, and I have video proof and people watching proof of my first eagle on a par 5. But like it was a 35-foot uphill, left to right. And I mean, I read it right. I hit it just right. But then I went on to 3-putt, you know what I mean, the rest of the round. And so I'm thinking it's a weight thing. It's a putt thing. Like it's the way the angle is, because it is also the shaft is angled and then the thing's angled. And I don't think I like that. So I don't know. But yes, also Road Dog, I will be watching Happy Gilmore 2 Friday.
Yeah. Shit, I was going to say something. Yeah. No, I was going to say like every golfer, every good golfer ever, it's not your fault. It's your equipment.
No. Absolutely. Oh, fucking I should be scratched right now if I had a good putter. No.
Yeah, just know that. If you're a golfer, if you're out there, if you're listening, it's not your fault. It's your equipment.
Exactly. And I think that is a great note to end on. Noah, do you have anything else to say before we sign off?
You need a new driver. You do need a new putter. You should buy new balls that are not scuffed.
It's all the equipment. You're only as good as your equipment. Don't forget that.
Maybe your shoes are a little worn. Go spend $5,000 on new golf, full new golf set. You're gonna play better.
You're just going to. Hey, what do they say? Feel good, play good, play good, pay good, pay good, play good.
And by the way, if any golf apparel, golf club, golf whatever companies are watching, if you want us to drop your name in that statement, we will. Just pay us money.
We're looking at you, the Birdies of the Bad, the Travis of the Matthews,
that was
Joys of the Foot.
That was my audition statement there, right? It was.
Go ahead, throw us a little business.
If you're struggling with golf, it's not you, it's your equipment.
It's not you, it's your equipment. And buy this shirt.
Buy XYZ. It'll make you better.
Well, with all that being said, Noah,
whatever in the chat,
You got anything else, Noah?
No. I am excited to wake up at the ass crack of dawn to watch some TPC Twin Cities, some 3M Open.
I love it. And I love it when I wake up at the ass crack of dawn, I'm going to catch the beginning of the tournament and not the end of the tournament.
Yeah, although I didn't mind waking up at 7:30 to watch the last group tee off.
No, it wasn't bad. It was just,
It's not great for Thursday and Friday, but Saturday and Sunday, I'm like, okay, cool.
Wonderful.
I can wake up at 7:30 and watch the leaders play their entire round.
Absolutely. Road Dog, we will be live next Monday, and we'll be breaking down, I don't know, I'm feeling the NFC North next week, Noah, next Monday. You want to just rip the Band-Aid off?
Oh, boy, that's we can do it.
Let's do the NFC North next Monday. We'll do a divisional breakdown of the NFC North next Monday, along with our thoughts from the whatchamacallit, 3M Open and anything else that pops up. And Road Dog, yes, I will be doing an MLB deadline show on the 31st. Don't you worry about that. We will be locked and loaded for that, because I am praying to God that the D-backs just don't sell. I'd be more than happy if the D-backs go through this trade deadline and they just don't do anything, but I feel like Eugenio Suarez is going to be a Yankee or a Dodger it's going to be a Yankee by the time all is said and done.
Yeah, maybe not a Yankee, but all of the big talking heads seem to think that the D-backs are going to be selling, and that includes Merrill Kelly, Zach Gallen, Gino, and good thing for the D-backs is Gino does have 2 years left on his contract, though, so he will be.
No, he's it's a player option next year. He can be a free agent.
Yeah, but he's got one more year and then a player option. So if some team is trading for him, he's probably going to draw a higher return.
Yeah. Josh Naylor is another name.
That's
Naylor and we just got this fucking catcher that I absolutely love in McCann. And he's already being rumored to be on the block.
I don't think he is. The 4 names I've heard for the D-backs are Merrill Kelly, Zach Gallen, Naylor, and Gino.
I can pray.
Yeah, because Marte, Corbin Carroll, I don't think the D-backs
are such big contracts. No.
Well, D-backs are also not interested at all in trading either of them. Either way, that's going to come up before we know it is the trade deadline for the MLB. And,
but yeah, we'll be covering that all next week, along with the Wyndham next week to go ahead and close out the PGA regular season. Again, we're covering the NFC North Division breakdown next Monday. Kyle, good luck on your make the cut parlay. I have belief.
I'm feeling it.
I love this. I love this.
We subbed in Tony Finau, and you're going to get a slightly better return on that. And I don't see a world where Finau misses the cut here.
Yeah, Kyle, let us know Monday on the show how it goes, or tweet us at DGenTakes, at Brofict1, at at Money Train. Let us know how that hits. But hey, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Shout out again to our 534 incredible followers here on Rumble, everyone over on YouTube and X. Y'all are the best. If you like what we're cooking, please hit those like buttons, hit those follow buttons. Does help us out a lot more than you know. With all that being said, I'm the Brofict1 AJ. That's the Money Train Noah. We'll see you next time on Degenerate Takes.